Hello everybody, welcome back. And for those of you that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Gabby. For those of you that don't know me, I want to give you guys a little introduction as to who I am. I'm an empath. I'm an intuitive empath, but I also identify myself as a witch. Um, I've been asked if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's neither. There's a balance in life. So, no matter what you are, if you're a light worker, a witch, um, human being, I mean, there's dark, there's light, there's good, there's bad, there's positive, there's negative. You need a balance. In this earth plane that we live in a duality. So you need both. You need both to learn because without the darkness, you cannot live in the light and teach, you know. Um, that's basically where I'm at on that. I started this YouTube channel because I spent a lot of my years in the darkness. I had to go through the lows of the low. Not to say that that was a bad thing. You know, a lot of people may identify it as a bad thing, but you need both to be who you are as you grow, as you get older, as you grow up. Um, I'm a star seed, a light worker. Basically, I'm a healer. Okay, I'm a human being. I'm a soul living in this human vessel, this avatar. No matter how I identify myself as, in reality, I'm just energy. I'm energy, just like your energy. We're all energy. I'm just another soul that volunteered to come here to help guide my soul group through this ascension. I'm here to help wake the mass collective, to help, go through this shift, this beautiful shift that's happening, this grand event that is happening. This is a huge galactic event that's going to take place, that is taking place, that has never taken place, that any of us are aware of. And there's other beings from other star groups that are coming in to our galaxy to watch this event take place. So I basically started this channel to share my experiences as I go through this awakening, my awakening, as I walk my path, because there's a lot of people out there that are experiencing a lot of the same exact symptoms. And when I was new going through this ascension, I didn't have channels like this to refer to. Um, Actually, the whole web internet thing was very brand new back in the day. I didn't even really know how to use a computer, and I'm not quite sure if they even had this kind of information on the computer. This is before, Facebook, MySpace. What was before MySpace? Migente.com. This was around that time period, or maybe just a little bit before that time period, when I started to have these experiences and I didn't have anybody to talk to. And when I did talk about the strange things that were happening to me, I was told to keep it to myself, or I'd have my children taken away from me, and I would be locked up in a mental institution, and I didn't want any of that. So I kind of kept a lot of what I was going through to myself. So, as a lot of you may or may not know this, but when you're born or reincarnated here on this earth plane, you are born into this earth plane in this amnesia stage. So, like you, I'm here. What was that? Angelo? Did you guys hear that? I'll be right back. That was weird. My husband's sleeping while napping, and something went boom upstairs. I'll be back. Was that upstairs? No, it was down here in the kitchen. Guess what, you guys? So that big noise you guys heard was in the kitchen. Wasn't my husband. He didn't fall down. The cat is upstairs with him. 2 boxes of ginger ale just fell on the floor by themselves. It's weird. All these weird, strange things that are happening. My heart is beating fast. I'm not scared. I thought my husband fell. Okay, let's get comfortable. Fix my heart. Um, I don't even know where I was. I don't even know what I was talking about. Blah, blah, blah. I think I was talking about the amnesia. If something else falls, it's gonna freak me out. Okay, so amnesia stage. We're all born into this earth plane in this amnesia stage. And everybody that comes in forgets who they are, what they are, and where they came from. So just like you, I'm struggling to find out who I am, what I am, and where I came from. So, did you guys hear that? It was a car that started up outside, but my nerves are on edge. So it kind of scared me just a tiny bit. Um, but yeah, so we're all just here and we're just trying to figure things out. Some of us, however, are born, even though we're born in with this amnesia, some of us are born in on a higher energetic wave. We're holding different codes, different waves of light, okay, different frequencies of light. So some of us are born in with um, a higher frequency. We're more conscious, but not really conscious. Unconsciously, we're more conscious. Does that make sense? To some of you, that may make sense. To some of you, that may not make sense. But as you stay on this path, it will eventually make sense. Okay? Don't forget that. So a lot of us are just, basically all I'm trying to say is a lot of us that are born in are a little bit more aware that we are here for a purpose. A lot of us are more aware that we have these gifts. A lot of us are more aware of our gifts because of the frequency we were born in on or born in with. Now, I've been on my path since 2003. I've always, since I was a little girl, have always been very intuitive, very aware of spirit. I could see spirit. I could hear spirit. I was able to speak to spirit. There's a lot of gifts that I had when I was a little girl that I don't have as an adult because I suppressed my gifts. Because as I spoke about earlier in the video, when I started to share with people things that I experienced, I was told to keep it to myself because it made me look crazy. So I started to suppress a lot of the gifts I had and tell myself they're not real. This is made up. This is make believe. Go away. I don't see you. I don't hear you. And eventually everything went away. But then it all came back. It went away for a short time. But when I was about 19, no, around the time I was 19, I had the last episode of seeing a spirit and it came after me. Not in a bad way, but I felt like it was in a bad way because I was scared because of everybody telling me I was crazy. So it was like a breakdown, sort of. And by the time I turned 20, I had started to suppress spirit and telling myself I don't see anything. Um, when I seen lights around people, I would rub my eyes and tell me I'm seeing things. And when I felt certain things, I would just shake the feeling off and tell myself I don't feel nothing. And literally, I just suppressed everything. Like I let everything go. I told everything it wasn't real. Leave me alone. Okay. And I just focused on my children. But in 2003, it was like 20 something, 22 maybe, something like that. Maybe I was 23. I don't know, something like that. 22, 23, something. Anyways, so in 2003, I started my awakening, but I didn't know that it was my awakening. In in 2012 is when I started to be more aware that there was a path, that I was on this path to an awakening. And I knew that because I had a seasoned medium approach me, talk to me, and tell me things that only I would know. And she knew these things. So she was kind of like um, my spiritual coach. The universe brings these people into your life at certain times of your life to help guide you along your way. And this woman, her name was Rain, was one of those people. So in 2012, I was a little bit more aware that it was on this path to enlightenment, to awaken, to become the light being that I came here to be. And so far, what I know is I'm here to help raise the vibration of the planet, help wake other people, not by telling you guys what to do, but by coding you guys. I'm here to code you with my light. I'm here to download you with my codes. And for those of you that resonate with me, will vibe in my frequency and will be able to communicate, connect, and expand. And it's like expanding your awareness, expanding your consciousness. Together, we are expanding our consciousness. So, welcome to my frequency. So, for some of you, you may or may not know this, but we all have light codes. Even if you feel like you're not a special person and you feel like you don't know why you're here and you feel like you have nothing special about you, well, you're wrong because you do. We all have these special light codes. We're all here for different reasons. Maybe you're only here to walk by somebody on the street and download them with these light codes and you don't even know you're doing it. I mean, it could just be that simple. But we all have light codes. And when you're in public places, um, when you're around a lot of people in the grocery store, walking down the street, could be at a wedding, you could be um, just anywhere. You could just be anywhere. You could be at a public pool outside, no matter where you are. If you're in a crowd around a lot of people, you are coding those people. And all of you guys that are watching this video right now, if you made it this far and you didn't click off and you're still here, it's because you're meant to be here. You were guided to be here and you're being coded. You're being coded by my light code. You may not know it consciously, but unconsciously, you're being coded by my light codes. It's like a subliminal message in a way. So with that being said, keep this in mind. Every single time you go out into public, you're either being coded or you're coding others. So code with love. I don't just exist. I'm here for a purpose, you guys. You're here for a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. And my purpose is life. I'm here to experience life and I'm here to spread love. Welcome to my channel. So recently I got a few emails and really quick, if I don't answer you guys back really fast when you guys email me, I'm not ignoring you. And if you guys comment on my videos and I don't reply back to you right away, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. I have a lot of emails coming in, a lot of notifications coming in, plus what I'm doing when I'm not doing videos. It's just been very, very busy, very crazy, and I'm trying to acclimate to this new energy shift that I'm in. I started a new job, so we'll talk about that in another video because it's something that I manifested, and it's just, yeah, I want to talk about that in another video, but it is something I manifested, and it's amazing. But this video is going to be very long, so I don't want to talk about that in this video. But I did want to say that if you do email me and I don't get back to you right away and it takes me a couple of days, I swear I'm not ignoring you. I see the notifications coming in. It's just that I can't get to you at that moment. I'm either at the hospital with my father, or I'm spending time with my daughter, or I'm working, or I'm resting. There's a lot of these energy shifts that are coming in too that are really just kicking my butt. The last 2 days I have been sleeping, sleeping during the day, sleeping. That is so rare for me. I don't sleep during the day. I am not a daytime napper. I have a really hard time falling asleep when it's light outside. But it was so bad that I felt like somebody literally drugged me. Yeah. It felt like somebody put something in my drink and drugged me and I fell asleep. And my husband was talking to me and I just remember being like, you know, like leave me alone, I'm sleeping. And the naps were like 2 hours long. Well, the first, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I napped for 2 hours and I just felt really groggy. Even after I woke up, I did not feel refreshed. Yesterday, I napped for 2 hours, woke up, fell asleep again, woke up, fell asleep again. My husband's like, wow, you're really tired today. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what it is other than um, it was a galactic portal opening, the new moon. There's just so much going on out there, you guys. There's just so much going on. And not last night, but the night before that, I seen something in the sky. I wrote that on my community tab on my page. It's just full disclosure is coming. I'm excited. I'm a little tiny bit nervous because, you know, you don't know what to expect when, you know, something new is about to happen. But for the most part, I'm excited. So, anyways, so I got these emails from you guys. Some of you guys emailed me and you guys want me to talk about physical symptoms. I also put on my community tab, what would you like me to talk about? And somebody also wrote, you would like to know more about these ascension symptoms and how long they last and what to expect. As for how long they're gonna last, they're gonna come and go until it's all individual. So I can't tell you how long this ascension process is going to last for you because it's, you could have a lot of karmic clearing going on, and or maybe you have just a little bit of karmic clearing going on. Maybe you were born in on a lot of high energy waves and you're very aware of what's going on. Maybe you were born in with a very on a, in a low frequency and you have a lot to learn. So I guess it just really just depends on you as an individual. I do know that um, we're all going to experience something because we're all ascending, we're all going through the shift. Just some of us are going to experience it more than other people. Some people will experience it longer than other people. I've been going through these shifts, I want to say my whole life. Now, as to where I'm at today, I want to say that it's been my whole life. I've been shifting. I've been learning and going through different energetic shifts every 7 years. It seems like every 7 years there seems to be a change in my life, in what's going on in my life. And it's a new theme of what's going on in my life. It's like a new lesson of what's going on in my life. So you're just going to keep learning and growing until you leave the planet. So with that being said, today we're going to talk about more physical symptoms that your avatar will experience as it goes through this ascension process. And this is going to be a long video. I think I'm going to have to do different parts to this video. So this is part one to this very long video. Now, as I just mentioned, there is so much that is going on with all of us that we're all going to experience these symptoms in our own time. Some of you may be experiencing them now. Some of you may experience something here and there, and that's why you're watching this video right now because you were guided to this video or you Googled something and this video popped up, or maybe one of your friends told you about this video. But you're here for a reason, especially if you made it this far. You're definitely here for a reason. And we are all going to go through this process and we're all going to have these physical symptoms because we're all going through this physical transmutation stage or metamorphosis stage or metamorphosis process. I know that transmutation kind of sounds scary, but everything is changing. Alterations are taking place inside the body, outside the body, the whole entire body, not just the body, but also the planet and everything that's on the planet. A physical change in your DNA is going to happen. Everything is changing. Even your DNA, you guys. Your DNA is changing. You're morphing into something, and we're going to get to that. So in nerd terms, this whole biochemical change is happening in the codons, okay, that make up your genes that are going to change. So get ready for this because it's a process. There are many, many, many channels that are on YouTube right now that are actually speaking about this ascension process, the awakening, and a lot of people are going into details. They're sharing their truth, their stories, and there's people out there like, let's see here, Aluna Ash, Taylor T, The Naughty Beaver, Soothe the Glitch. There's even new channelers out there that are all the Cosmic Kiss. You guys want to go check him out. He's very interesting. Um, Trying to think. If I don't write it down, I can't remember. But those are most of the people that I like to watch on YouTube. I like to hear their stories because their truth is very similar to my truth, and if it feels like we all came from the same star cluster because it's like I feel like we're family in a way. We're like cosmic cousins, and we all have these experiences that we're sharing with you guys that are very, very similar. Now, even though there are many channelers out there that are talking about this ascension process, there's not a lot of channelers out there that are talking about um, the mutation process, how it's transmuting, how it's changing our DNA, how it's changing our cells, how it's changing and affecting our nervous system and our whole entire body inside and out. I kind of take that back because Aluna and Taylor are talking about that quite a bit, but there's not really too many other people out there that are really, really going into greater detail about how the transformation process is changing their DNA, their cells, and how it's affecting your whole entire system, your whole entire avatar from the inside out. But if you want to know more about, this whole transformation process after you watch this video, definitely go check out Taylor T and Aluna Ash, and I'll link both of their links down below in this video so you can check them out. Aluna talks about a lot about the astrology, and she does a lot of channeling and she does a lot of tarot reading on her channel, and she's very intuitive. She's a very amazing woman. And Taylor T talks a lot about the crystalline change, the DNA change that was taking place, and she has documented her transformation like I've never seen before. Everybody that's going through this process probably is aware of what's going on with their body, but they're not documenting it. Oh, there's this little bug flying around. But she's documenting everything. I mean, she has a little telescope that she takes out and she looks at the pieces of these little fragmented pieces that are coming out of her skin that a lot of you guys may be familiar with Morgellons or Morgellons. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but um, that's what it's similar to. When you get those little strings that are coming out of your skin and you don't know what they are, they look like threads. She's putting those under the microscope. She's putting the little pieces of crystals that are coming out of her skin under the microscope, and she's just looking into her skin and she's documenting everything. You guys have to go check out her channel. She is very, very knowledgeable, and she has a lot of documentation that you definitely want to check out because there's things that she talks about that she brought clarity to me when I didn't know what was going on with me, and I was referred to her and I was like, whoa, that is so awesome. So you guys have to go check her out. So I've been asked before, hey Gabby, what's the difference between words that people use, the lingo in this this metaphysical community, in this spiritual community? Why do some people say transformation? Why do some people say cellular transformation or metamorphosis or mutation? Why are all these different words used? What do they mean? And basically, you guys, I guess it just depends on who you are and that's and how you use your words, because there's really no difference. They're all this, they all mean the same thing. They change. It's all change. Um, I don't really like the mutation word because it sounds creepy, but like metamorphosis, transformation, cellular transformation, all of that's the same thing. It's just your body changing as you go through this ascension process. And I know it sounds a little bit scary to some people when they hear the word mutation. It's an ugly word. So many people, like myself included, use the words transformation or cellular transformation, or as I like to say sometimes, metamorphosis, because I envision that I'm transforming into this, I don't know, beautiful creature, like a butterfly, like a beautiful butterfly. And, because the word sounds more pretty, it just doesn't sound so scary. And it's more like a gradual change. It doesn't sound like you are changing rapidly into this mutant figure, whereas mutation sounds like, a big, huge, ugly, scary word that signifies this huge, rapid change that's going to take place or going to occur. And, this creates fear, okay? And I don't want to create fear because fear attracts low vibrational energy. Um, when I was told that I was mutating, it kind of gave me the image of like I was mutating into some kind of creature, like an ogre. Actually, the first image that I got in my head was, oh God, I can't even think of it. You know, the ogre from the cartoon on TV. Oh, what is that creature's name? Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. The big green guy on TV, but way, way uglier. So we just have to be careful of what we say because words are energy. You literally have the power to manifest anything that you want by using your words, okay? And we do not want to manifest or use words that will create fear during this beautiful metamorphosis transformation process. You have to be very cautious of what you're thinking and what you're saying. So bottom line is, no matter what you call the changes that are taking place in your body at this time, the information that was coded into the DNA of your structure is now being activated. You are activated. You're being activated. You're turned on and you're activated. So welcome to the activation stage. So to sum it up, you guys, the information in your personal blueprint of your species is found in the cellular DNA of our bodies, of your body. Our DNA is going to evolve from 2 helixes to 12 helixes, or it could even evolve up to 14 strands, which corresponds to the energy centers or chakras inside and outside of our bodies. The new type 12 strand DNA was originally in the bodies of the Homo sapiens 300,000 years ago. Now, within our human body, our cells are these light encoded filaments, these fine gossamer threads of energy that carry information through our body. I like to think of them as fiber optic lights. That's what they look like, fiber optic lights. And these little fiber optic lights that are in your body are carrying information through the whole entire body. So these gossamer thread-like things that are in your body are working together like a fiber optic type of cable, okay? And they form the helix of your DNA. The central sun is downloading us with light codes of information, literally changing our DNA. And it's been happening, it's been going crazy since, these last few months, we've been getting a lot of sun downloads from our central sun. That's another thing that Aluna Ash talks about. So you definitely want to check her out if you want to know more information about that, is the central sun and the information that she channels through the planets. So as we're receiving these light codes from our central sun, and we're receiving these downloads, these DNA downloads, um, me personally, I feel kind of like that's why they're covering up the sky, they're chemtrailing the skies, which I haven't really seen in the last week, which is kind of weird that we've had clear skies and I've had clear night skies as well. And the new moon energy was actually able to come in a lot easier because the skies were clear. At least they were clear here in Western New York. I don't know about where you guys live, but um, normally they're bombarding our skies with these chemtrails. And I also feel, I don't feel, but I hear like a message coming in that they're not really allowing them to bombard us with the chemtrails as much as they were allowing out there. So maybe there's a message going out that they're not allowed to do it as much as they were, or maybe not even at all, because I haven't even really seen it unless they're doing it and they're cloaking it. I don't know, because the government can be very sneaky, but I haven't really seen a lot of the chemtrails, but I feel like a lot of the downloads that we were recently receiving from the central sun, I noticed that they were chemtrailing the skies pretty heavily, especially here in Western New York. And I feel like they're doing that. They say that they're protecting us from the sun. I feel like they're not protecting us. They're, 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 they don't want us to get these downloads, but they can't stop the process. They can probably stall the process a little bit or slow it down a little bit, but they can't stop the process. And I think that they spray that stuff up there in the sky thinking that it's going to not allow these light codes to come through, but they're particles. They're going to come through. They're going to trickle down just like the poison trickles down. We're going to receive these light codes. You just have to remain positive, stay in a high vibration, don't think negative, and try not to put too much thought into the chemtrails in the sky. I mean, I don't look for them. I do a lot of sky watching, so when I look up, I just happen to see them. But I changed my perspective on what they are, and I feel like by doing that, I'm manifesting what I want it to really be, and it's not poison anymore. Even though I was just sharing with you guys that, they're spraying this poison in the sky, but I also wanted to share with you guys, I changed my perspective of what I'm seeing out there so I can allow these these downloads to come in and give my avatar, my body, what it needs to evolve and change. So many people are now waking up and remembering. They're remembering who they are and why they are here. It was predetermined that you would wake up at this time or at the time that it started for you. Remember, this path is individual, so it's different for everybody. Okay, so beings who have been living in dense physical bodies now have the option of living in bodies of light. The effects of this, you guys, is really, really, really crazy. It's insane, okay? We were never taught about this process that we are going through. Nobody knows about this because there's nothing in history that they can compare it to. So what's going on with us is baffling everybody's minds, even the minds of the other cosmic creatures that are out there in the universe. This is history. All of us, even our Earth, is literally making cosmic history. So when this process occurs, when it starts to happen to you guys, you're going to start to experience these physical vibrations that are very, very strange and very uncomfortable for a lot of you, and can actually scare you into thinking that you're sick or that something major is very, very, very wrong with you guys. At least that's how it was for me when I started to go through my process. That's why I made this channel, because I don't want you guys to feel that way, because it's not a good way to feel. It's not a good way to think when you're going through this transformation. When you go through this transformation, you want to go through it as smoothly as possible. You don't want to go through it with fear in your heart, because fear is going to lower your vibration. Shh, listen. You hear it? I've never heard a bird make that noise. It's like a message, and it stops. That was awesome. So we just got a beautiful message from the birds. Did you guys hear that sound? It was so pretty. I hope it comes through on the video. If it didn't, then I'll just edit that part out. There is a blue jay at the window right there. I'm by the window, so a blue jay keeps coming up to the window. But that wasn't the bird that was just making that noise. I'm not even quite sure what that bird was. So getting back to the video, some of the changes that are going to occur to you as you go through this ascension process is your endocrine system may start to speed up or slow down. That's actually where mine started first, was in my endocrine system, but it was going on for so many years that I didn't know it. I didn't know that it was the endocrine system, but now, where I'm at today, looking back, because I've always, had a journal or a diary, as, in my whole life. And when I was younger, I didn't do it because I was documenting my ascension process, because I didn't know I was going through an ascension process. But as a grown up, and as a woman going through her ascension, that journals what's happening to her, and looking back, it's like all these puzzle pieces are coming together, and I have a whole understanding of what I was going through. And looking back, this this awakening process, the transformation process, started for me in my endocrine system. That was the very first place that it started for me. And I'm pretty sure that's where it starts for a lot of you guys, because when I hear your symptoms of what you're explaining, what's going on with you, has to do with your endocrine system. So with that being said, your endocrine system may either slow down, or it may speed up, causing all kinds of strange effects within your hormones, and they'll affect your body. If your hormones are off balance, everything is off balance. You may experience a sudden strong feeling that's not familiar to you, that makes you nervous, and then all of a sudden that feeling that's not familiar to you, that came out of nowhere, is gone, and you don't feel it again. And then maybe a month later it happens again, and then it starts to become more frequent, causing you to be alarmed. And that's not what I want for you guys. I want you guys to have an understanding of what's going on. However, I want to say this: if there is something going on with you medically, um, don't just say, well, Gabby said, I'm going through an ascension, I'm going to be okay. You should always consult with your doctor first, make sure that there's no underlying medical cause. And I mean, if there is, you can look up the metaphysical reasons why you're going through what you're going through, because it could be the awakening, it could be a blockage in your chakras, um, it could be something that you need to release, um, could be that you need a karmic release, could be that you need to let something go, unblock something, release something so you can feel better. But for the sake of this video, so it doesn't get taken down, if you are feeling something that feels abnormal and you're worried, definitely consult with your doctor first, and then then you can get back with me. But there's really good doctors out there, you guys. I recently started to see a homeopathic doctor, and I'm really impressed, and I like that doctor better than the medical doctors, honestly. And seeing an energy worker is helpful, and just having a better understanding of how your body functions and works, and why certain things happen in your body, can really, really help you guys understand what you're going through and why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. Now, when this ascension process affects your endocrine system, it will affect your memory. You may have these experiences with your memory that are causing issues for you, okay? Maybe it's causing you to have like a foggy mind, you can't remember things, you're having poor memory, memory loss, maybe you're having a hard time focusing. This is all due to the ascension, how it affects your endocrine system, because your endocrine system and your hormones and your memory, they're all, everything connects with your endocrine system. Your endocrine system literally runs everything in your body and makes sure that it runs properly. Now, for instance, you may have an overwhelming memory, and you'll not be able to remember if what you're remembering, if it was a dream or if it was reality. That happens to me a lot, especially the last portion of March, April, the last portion of May, like the last part of May and this beginning of June. Literally, this just happened to me like 2 days ago. I was driving down the street and I thought to myself, um, I had a memory, and then I couldn't remember if that memory was a dream that I had or if it's really something that happened in my life. And I was like, really like, whoa, like I can't really remember. And it was really just kind of irritating actually, because I couldn't remember if I dreamt about it or if I actually experienced it. And of course, I didn't journal about it. So I don't know. Now, us as humans, we are all high energy transformers. We're also like these little sponges. We're absorbing everything, all this information, all this energy that's coming in at us. We're soaking up, you know, all these energies that are all around us, everything that is around us. We're soaking it up. And as more and more light becomes available to you, or, to us, my ears are ringing, both of them. Sometimes my ears ring and I feel it in my throat. I like to hear it when it rings. I don't like to ignore it. I like to acknowledge it. But yeah, when I get the ringing in my ears now, um, it's a very high, high, high pitch, and it's kind of like a sound of a bell, and I can feel it vibrate and it goes down. Ah, I'm talking about the endocrine system, and that's wow, so bizarre. That is so awesome. I love when I get these validations that come in. Now, as more and more light becomes available to you, the intensity of the electromagnetic energy around you will also increase. Any changes in the surrounding energetic field are picked up by your subtle etheric body. I don't know if you guys can see it. The sun kind of went down. I don't really have a light on this device. Can you guys see it? You can look at your own etheric body if you stand in front of a white wall and you can record yourself and you can start to see your etheric body. And if your third eye is opened, you may even start to see lights around your body, which is your aura. I was trying to show you guys because sometimes when I do these videos, a lot of you guys will tell me that you guys can see it. So I was just curious if you guys can see it today, but I'm not glowing like I usually glow. But then again, there's an overcast. It's been rainy all day. There's no sunshine, so I have nothing to cast a glow. There's a lot of the time when I'm outside and the sun is shining on me, I'm sparkly and it looks like I sprayed glitter on me, but I didn't. It's my crystalline DNA that you guys can see. And when I'm doing the videos and I'm glowing, it casts a big bright white like blob on camera, and that's my crystalline um, body showing, showing through, glowing and casting off that light. And that's what you guys are seeing. And that's what Taylor T talks about in her videos. That is just another symptom that we will all experience. It's it's the crystals forming, creating our light body. And over time, you'll be able to see it in your body, and it will be very, very noticeable. Now, not only are we these high energy transformers, we are also receivers. Our body acts as a receiver and as a transmitter of all of these energies that are coming in. These changes directly affect your physical body, which is the outward manifestation of the etheric level. Now, all these changes that you guys will be experiencing, even the glow of your skin, the crystalline body, these are all changes that will be gradual changes. They don't happen overnight. These are things that have probably been taking place since the day of your birth, or they've been taking place since the day of your awakening. Um, but again, this is something that's not going to happen like boom. You're not going to wake up. You're not going to be like this totally gifted, intuitive, seasoned medium glowing like Edward on Twilight. It takes time. It takes a lot of time. There's a lot of adjustments, transformations that have to take place to get you to that point. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, you guys, is I'm going to talk about what will take place over the next 7 years, the 7-year tribulation period. I spoke a little bit about this 7-year period at the very beginning of this video when I shared a little bit of my 7-year experience of what I spoke about. But it happens, we all have these 7 years, and then it starts over again. Now, my 7-year tribulation period ended this year. It's like levels. There's advancement levels. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just a path. You guys are on this path, and this is where you're headed. It doesn't mean that you're better than me, or I'm better than you, or you're higher than me and I'm lower than you. It's nothing about that. It's just, it's a part of your path, and it's a part of your journey, and it's a part of your learning, and it's a part of expanding your awareness, expanding your consciousness. We're all here to learn and to expand and to become. The changes all just depend on the level of openness that you have and the level of flow that is in your life. The orientation for many people has been from a very linear or mental perspective. So you have to drop that linear thinking. You don't have to completely get rid of it, because we do live here in this earth plane, which is linear, but that is all changing. But you kind of have to shift your perspective and try to think outside of linear thinking. This is all shifting for many people, for all of you guys, for many of you guys right now. And a lot of people are experiencing a lot of confusion as they begin to reorient themselves into um, into physical and more holistic perspective. A lot of the holistic talk that was talked about a year ago or 5 years ago seemed to be like hocus pocus stuff that was like, that's never going to work. But you have to change your perspective. You have to think outside of the linear thinking of what you were taught, and basically just change your perspective. Now, for other people, for the ones that have been on their path for a while now, for many of you, this has been going on for a good while now, as far as a time period of when it begins and when it ends. It really just depends on the individual. And again, I spoke about this at the very beginning of my video. There are levels of openness and willingness, and the clarification that has already taken place in their energy field. So it just depends on you. This path is individual, as I mentioned in the very beginning of this video. And by this, I mean you are coming into alignment into your physical energy system. You are coming into alignment with your emotional and the emotional body. And you're creating more of an openness and a flow in the mental body, so that you can consciously receive the energies and frequencies that create the shifts, this transformation that is taking place. Now keep this in mind. all who are on this planet at this time, everything that's on this planet, all forms of life, not just human life, but all forms of life, are and will continue to be affected by what we call an increase of intensity of light that comes directly into and around the field of this planet. So even though there are people who we may look upon, or you may look upon, as less conscious, or perhaps even totally unconscious of the changes, are definitely affected and will continue to be affected by what's happening. They don't have the understanding that many of you who are searching on this path of what is going on for them. That could be why they are experiencing more agitation and experiencing part of their life that are no longer working out for them. Um, they're also experiencing less control in the mental body than they are probably used to. But that spiral of being out of touch or control may actually push them into the path of consciously awakening. Um, but again, a lot of people that incarnated here may not have came here for the same reason that you came here for. They could be here for a totally different reason. And then once they finish what they came here to do, then they transition off the planet, and they may never even go through the awakening process or experience anything that has to do with the awakening. I suggest that you don't worry about other people and you only worry about yourself, because again, this path is individual. So if you are going through this awakening and you're wondering why your spouse isn't, or your children aren't, or your boss isn't, or your parents aren't, or you don't know if they are or they're not. Maybe they're not even sharing it with you. But again, this path is individual. Maybe they're experiencing it. Maybe they will experience it in their own time. Maybe this just isn't the time for them. Maybe you being in their life will trigger them to go through the experience. Maybe they chose to do it before they transition. Maybe they chose never to do it. You really just don't know. So instead of spending your living time here in the earth plane wondering why other people aren't experiencing this, spend more time taking care of yourself and working out what you need to work out so you can gracefully go through this ascension process and do it with love and light in your heart. Again, don't worry about who's going through this process and why they're not experiencing or feeling what you are, because again, it's individual. There is a great deal of confusion among the masses because until now, there has not been a large enough body of clarification to explain in a way that can be understood by the masses what exactly taking place in this time in history. There is nothing in your past, in our past, in our human past, that can compare to what is currently going on and what will continue to accelerate. We, again, are making cosmic history. What is happening to many of you right now is that due to the increased energies, the etheric body is vibrating at a higher frequency. The physical body is trying to catch up, but it hasn't really caught up yet. It's having a hard time catching up. This results in a speeding up of your molecular structure. Many people are now experiencing this as a quickening that's taking place. This quickening is happening within your body. This stepping up of energies is affecting every single system in your body, your nerves, your muscles, your vessels, your skin, your organs, and your glands, your bones, everything, as they try to adapt to the new frequencies that are coming in. You are becoming light. You came in as this dense matter, and now you're transforming into light. So, of course, it's going to be very uncomfortable. Now, the nervous system carries those energies throughout the body in the form of nerve impulses. The endocrine system, which regulates most of your physiological functioning through the secretions of these various chemical substances like your hormones. Your hormones may have you experiencing these huge energy overloads as they constantly attempt to maintain a state of homeostasis, balance. They need balance. They've been thrown off of balance. That's why your body is feeling like off balance and wacky. I started feeling this way in 2013 and I'm still dealing with it, but it's gotten a little bit better as of this year as I started to expand my consciousness and have a better understanding of what I'm going through. Um, I integrated a lot of information and did a lot of transforming over the years. For the longest time, you guys, believe it or not, I was a couch potato for a very, very long time. This mutation process, yes, I said mutation because that's how it felt for me at one point. I felt like I was mutating into this strange creature. So this mutation process literally rocked my world. And when I realized that I wasn't turning into this mutant creature, that I was transforming into this beautiful divine being, that's when I changed my perspective from mutation to metamorphosis. So this metamorphosis process is changing you and is changing you for the better. When I was going through that mutation process, what I was doing was integrating. I didn't know that then, but looking back, because I did a lot of journaling, I know that now. I also gained a lot of weight. Actually, my weight fluctuates, but when I was going through the transformation in that period of time, I had gained a lot of weight. And now I know why. It's because I needed to be grounded at that time. And I was not doing anything physically, nothing at all. Um, and all this was happening so that I could hold the light and so that my body could handle these changes. So I needed to gain that weight so I could hold that light so I could handle those changes. Okay. I needed that rest period, that couch potato time. I needed that. Okay. It was like the incubation stage. I needed to integrate. We go in and out of these integration periods as we expand our consciousness. So if you find that you are sleeping a lot, resting a lot, feeling lazy, gaining weight, don't be too hard on yourself. Kind of embrace it, accept it, acknowledge it, and um, live a healthier lifestyle. And just know that it's not going to be forever. It will change. You're integrating, and that's a phase that you have to go through in this transformation process. This kind of expansion in consciousness during cellular transformation is literally pulling you into worlds that are beyond potential and are becoming very, very, very real. Things about your world are changing literally in front of your very own eyes. One of the most noticeable changes that I've noticed is that many people are very tired lately. They just want to rest. They just want to sleep. And that's because you're integrating. Like I just mentioned, you are in the incubation stage. So enjoy that stage and just, again, embrace it. It's part of the process. Your body systems are overloaded, and Mother Earth, Gaia's systems, are also very overloaded. Her body, the mass of herself, the mass of the planet functions kind of like we function, like how our body functions. So much is happening on very, very deep levels of yourself. And it's usually occurring in the subconscious, which happens when you are in sleep state or rest state. A lot of you guys may be feeling like you're overcome with sorrow or feeling that you have lost something or that you are leaving something without even having any idea of what it is or why you're feeling this way. You have no understanding. You just have this this sadness within your body, not even with just in your heart. It's like within your mind, within your heart. It's you feel it in your stomach. You could feel the heaviness of the sorrow in your arms. Your whole body is consuming this feeling. You may even feel emotional and cry for no reason at all. It's just like you're watching TV and you might see something that you would normally not cry about, but suddenly it triggered you and made you feel very, very emotional, and you start sobbing away, And then you're like, why am I crying over that? It's normal. As you approach closer and closer to the final experience called the ascension, you will feel yourself letting go of more and more things, things that no longer serve you, things that are not important to you anymore. Your life is changing and everything about you is changing. During this process of cellular transformation, you may see or feel specific physical changes and sensations in your body, such as aches and pains and headaches, migraines. Migraines suck, you guys. New aches and pains will appear in various places in your body, and then they'll just disappear. One minute they're there, the next minute they're gone. You don't know if you should call the doctor because you don't feel it anymore. And then all of a sudden, boom, it comes back. Some of those aches and pains are headaches, stabbing sharp pains, pressures in the head or your eyes. It might just feel like you're coming down with a sinus infection. I know that when I have sinus issues, I feel it in like this portion of my face, and sometimes I feel like stabbing feeling behind my eyes and my head. I get this pressure feeling in my face right here. These all may be signs that adjustments are being made in your energy fields. These adjustments will be attuning you to different frequencies during this cellular transformation. These parts of your brain that have been dormant in the past are now being woken up and are now being used. This may require some rewiring of the brain circuitry. Think of your brain as the electrical panel in your house, okay? Everything is wired to it. If a wire's crossed or shorts out, it affects everything in your house. Now, the brain patterns that are no longer functional will be rerouted as you develop a higher way of thinking and being, meaning as you expand your consciousness, you will experience more creative energies and will create deeper levels of awareness and deeper levels of meditation. Now, as this transformation happens, there may be periods when you feel more anxious or irritable than you normally would. And you may also feel restless or headachy, less able to concentrate. You may have an increased sensitivity to the people that are around you, as in feeling hypersensitive to people or sounds or to smells or your environment in general. You may experience muscle soreness. Most people that I talk to feel it in their lower back area. The muscle soreness is in their lower back area. I'm actually feeling this pain in my lower back area. It's been a couple of weeks now. It's been on my left side and it's been actually a pain in the butt, literally a pain in the butt. You may experience joint pain or even bad digestion. Now, when these glands are excessively stimulated, your body is constantly in a higher state of fight or flight, and the body expands resources at a huge rate of speed, causing these random symptoms to occur. Now, these symptoms are random and they will go away eventually. They don't last forever. If you feel that it's something more serious, please seek medical attention if you feel guided to do so. Now, the transformation process that you are presently going through has been initiated within the molecular structure of your brain, okay? The progressive cycles of change are introduced to the rest of the body systems, primarily through the cerebral spinal fluid, and then from there they go throughout the nervous system. I recently recorded a video on how the ascension affects your nervous system. I don't want to say recently, but I think it was within the year. But I'll link it, in one of these cards, or maybe I'll just put it in the description area down below. It's a lot easier to do that. The nervous system being affected by the ascension is the reason that you guys are experiencing these disturbances within your body, within the head, the eyes, the spine, and your nerves. It will cause dizziness, headaches, and pressure in your head, usually experienced from the back of the head going towards the front. And at other times, you may feel the head pressure, like on your sides, from side to side. It is also the reason that you may be experiencing nervousness and nervous disruption, sleeplessness, and irregular energy surges and energy drops. Your digestion system may become very erratic at this time, and you may experience these strange pains that come and go without any warnings at all, in different parts of your body, not just in your stomach area. They could happen anywhere in your body and then all of a sudden just go away. Everything is changing. The tissues of our body, the cells, everything is changing. Your whole entire body. The tissue of our bodies is made up of cells. The cells are made up of molecules. And this process goes on and on and on until the subatomic level is reached. The tiniest little thing, the subatomic level is reached, okay? And at the subatomic level, the templates or blueprints are formed for our bodies. The probabilities of what we can do are created at the subatomic level. There are changes being made at this level as the Earth changes occur and as the axis shift occurs on the planet. During this period of an axis shift, past types of behavior and past ways of arranging matter will not be available. We are evolving. The whole planet is evolving. On a material level, these changes will appear to be a rearrangement of dense matter. From a spiritual level, these changes relate to the growth of planetary awareness. When these changes happen, the forms of life on the planet will change. The structure of every cell in our body is changing. These cells are undergoing an infusion of new electromagnetic impulses that are entering the earth from the sun, the central sun. The structure of energy exchange and energy transfer is being slowly rewired into the cells during this cellular transformation process. We are becoming crystalline light. We are morphing slowly into these crystalline divine beings. This could definitely be the cause of those sudden periods of exhaustion that some of you guys are feeling as your body goes through this organic remodeling and rebuilding process. When these changes are happening, I like to rest and relax. I like to take it easy, and I like to move with the changes that are taking place in my body. I like to embrace them. I acknowledge them, I embrace them, I take care of myself, and I rest. And I try to drink a lot of water, water with lime, and I try to eat as clean as possible so that I can integrate this light and these downloads a lot more easier with a lot more ease. So that's just a little bit of advice that I have for you guys as to what I do when these shifts are coming in. Also, I would recommend that you spend a little bit of time in meditation by being in the moment. Now, there are different levels of meditation. When you are in the beginning of this transformation process, you want to spend time in the moment and, acknowledge everything that is around you. It's also a good way to ground yourself. You just kind of have to relax until the time comes that these changes eventually stop. Being in the moment and meditating that way is really not hard, you guys. You just, put down your cell phone, get off of your laptops, um, go somewhere quiet, somewhere that's not around people. That might be hard for some of you guys, so you might not be able to do this until everybody in the house is sleeping, but just make sure that you have no electronics around you, no people around you that are going to interrupt you, and just be in the moment. Sit there. You could look out into nature, look out the window, or you could close your eyes. You can even listen to whatever kind of music that you enjoy, and just be in the moment. What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? That's meditating and being in the moment. I'm here for you guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys know that you can email me. For any of you guys that are new and watching this, all of my contact information is down below. And not only am I here for you guys, but I have a Light Warrior family that is also here for you guys. People like Soothe the Glitch, Luna Ash, T. Taylor, the Naughty Beaver. You got Mr. MBB333. There's so many people. You have Cosmic Kiss. And if you're experiencing any of these symptoms, watch their channels. We are all here to help you, as you go through this ascension. We're all here to share our truth. We're all truthers. We're all experiencing this, and we're just here to help guide you guys through the awakening. We are here to help the mass collective wake up gracefully. A lot of us had no knowledge about any of this. We just experienced this. We journaled it. A lot of us are intuitive empaths. A lot of us channel, and we're just basically just sharing with you guys what we've experienced or what we're channeling. Also, I would recommend that if you are experiencing anything that's odd, you may want to start journaling, because it may not make sense to you now, but if you read your journal in a year from now, you may put these puzzle pieces together. You know, things that made no sense to you a year ago may definitely start to make sense to you a year later. You know what I mean? Now, as I just mentioned, you guys can contact me at any time. All of my contact information is down below. A lot of you guys will reach out to me and ask me a question here or there. But if there's any of you guys that need further guidance and assistance, that is, you know, not just a simple question here and there, I offer guidance via email by a donation, either a money donation or a time donation. I can help teach you guys to embrace the changes, and I'm here for you guys if you have any questions. And for those of you that are new to my channel and you're like, but what is a time donation? A time donation is you using your time by writing me a letter or drawing me a picture and sending it to me via snail mail, the old-fashioned way. Again, you guys, I'm here if you have any questions. My email address is down below in the description area. Also, for those of you that don't know, I make these personalized Ascension salt baths. I use these salt baths to help clear away the low vibrational energies from my aura, and it's also a good way to de-stress. It opens up your pores and it draws out any toxins that's in your body. It also nourishes the body with calcium, magnesium, and potassium, and it helps relieve body pain if you're feeling any aches and pains due to the ascension, or if you're a physical person and you're experiencing body aches and pains, it will help you in that way too. And I also add my own personal herbs and oils to help you. And if you're interested, my email address again is down below in the description area. This video is, I'm not even quite sure how long this video is, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty long. So this is part 1 of the video. I will upload part 2 of the video maybe this week, maybe next week. I'm not quite sure, but I will work on uploading part 2 of this video so we can finish it out. What else am I forgetting? Oh, if any of you guys are interested in a numerology reading, it's only $11.11. And if you want a numerology reading, my email information is down below. My PayPal information is down below. I also use Cash App. My Cash App information is down below. Remember, what I need from you guys is your full birth name, what is on your birth certificate, your nickname if you go by one, and your birth date written out, because here in America we write it differently than a lot of people do in the UK, and there's been a lot of confusion when I get your guys' birth dates. So if you guys could kindly please write it out instead of just writing it in short. So if you were born August 5th, 1978, write it out, August 5th, 1978. Okay, thank you so much. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Card readings, tarot card readings, past life readings, and oracle angel card readings. If you're interested in any of those, I do those by donation only. And again, if that's something you want and you're interested in, email me, touchedby11angels@gmail.com. But it's touch.by.11.angels@gmail.com. Email me. That's the best way to get a hold of me. If I do not if I do not answer you right away, just know it's because I have a lot of emails coming in and there's a lot of other things that I'm doing, but I promise you guys I will eventually get back to you. And if you're ordering something, I will automatically see it because it'll pop up on my PayPal or my Cash App. And obviously I'm going to get to you guys faster than I would get to somebody that's not, purchasing a service. So I love you guys. I'm sending all you guys lots of healing, love, and light.